What is up, sexy people? My name's Paul.
I'm Tazz.
I'm Tabi.
And we're
Galaxy Bros.
Yes, we're Galaxy Bros.
This
Tabi.
is what we look like.
I'm Tabi. I'm Tabi. Andrea's on the couch.
is that
She
mine?
doesn't want to be
She's
on.
behind the... She's
No.
security behind the scenes. Oh, God.
I lost mine.
Anyway.
Off-screen nonsense is happening.
So,
Today... What?
What?
Well, I was going to say... First episode of our new show,
The Glass Table.
The Glass Table.
My bright idea. I thought it would be fun to have a uncensored talk show.
Just a little
of sorts.
chit-chat. Just, us talking about shit,
Yeah,
right?
just, We're going to talk about... how about we talk about the first time... No, not the first time.
No? Okay.
The last time.
Let's talk about the last time Paul peed the bed.
The last time
This
I
is a
peed the
grand
bed.
story.
Okay, I'm telling it, okay? Last time.
Paul tells it from his side of the story. I'll tell my side of the story, okay?
And I don't get a side because I wasn't there.
Okay, so, graduation of our
Backstory. I was living with Paul at the time. So...
Yeah, he was living with me. We were sleeping in the same bed. It was totally homosexual and all that jazz.
Oh yeah,
and,
sex internet.
And it was the day of our graduation for high school, and for some reason, I had this dream where I was peeing, and I woke up, and I was peeing in real life, and I was like, oh shit! And then I hurried and got out of the sheets, because he was sleeping with me, and I tried to pull him out without him waking up, but as I was pulling him out, I was like...
Okay, so listen, this is how I wake up. I wake up, and Paul has his arms between my arm, like underneath my armpits, and he's dragging me out of bed, and he's like, get up. And I'm like,
get up.
What, why? And he's like, I wet the bed. And he's like pulling me out, and he's just like,
Tazz
so
is like,
monotone. I was like, what? And he's like, I wet the bed, get out of bed. And I was like, dude, we're supposed to be at graduation in like, I don't know.
An hour?
Yeah, an hour.
Graduation day.
Oh my god. And so...
And they told each other they were going to keep it a secret from me, and then they ended up telling me later anyway.
Me and her were dating, and I was like, dude, do not tell Tabi. Oh my god, because it was so embarrassing. And then a week later?
No,
it was like a month.
I thought it was the day. No, we told Carlos the day.
Yeah, we told Minji.
You guys didn't tell me, and then you were like joking about it, like inside jokes.
We were like,
and then I was like, what the fuck is this?
And then we were like, yeah, I peed the bed.
Yeah, it was a fun experience for everyone involved.
And I told my mom, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
And so Paul's mom comes in and cleans up his bed while we go in her room and sleep.
She said that Paul did it out of fear.
He did it because he was scared of graduating.
I was scared to leave. No, I wasn't. I was fucking excited to graduate from that shithole, but I don't know.
No, what's fun is was it the summer of or the summer after graduation or the summer before? I think it was the summer before when we did the party.
Oh god.
This story is iconic for a multitude of reasons, but one being it was the summer, it was me, Paul, and Call Me Peeps, CJ, and we were all hanging out, and that whole summer it was just all three of us just hanging out.
Like every fucking other day.
Every day. Like, it was just non-stop, just us three.
Like, I was living at his place the whole summer.
Yeah.
Basically.
And so, what happened was, CJ, Call Me Peeps, met these girls on this dating site. Meet Me?
Social meeting site.
And what's funny is that every other picture of CJ on his dating profile was a shirtless picture.
He's all like...
And he's so insecure, and it's just funny as hell. And so
it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah. So he met these girls, and we hung out with them a couple times before, but this time they were throwing like this college party or whatever.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like off the hook or some shit.
Yeah, they're supposed to have college girls coming over or something. So we're like,
so that's why we were like, hell yeah, let's go fucking get some babes.
And so I'm like, yo, Mom, can I borrow your car? So, because at the time I didn't have a car, I was a chump, and I was like, hey Mom, can I borrow your car? And it's a really nice car, and she's like, well, what are you gonna do with it? And I'm like, oh, we just want to drive up to Paul's and spend the night and have a good time. And then,
you know, do the same gay shit we always do.
She was like, as long as it stays at Paul's and it doesn't go anywhere. And she was like, no girls in my car, Tazz. And I was like, oh fuck, okay. Ooh, promise you, no girls. And I was lying to her right off the bat, just fucking, you know, lying. And so, what happened?
What happened? Well, you said you're sleeping over at my house, and your mom's like, okay. And I told my mom I'm sleeping over at your house, and she's like, okay. And so we all got in the car, we got CJ, and we drove to that party, and we got there, and there was like no one there.
Yeah,
it was us three.
And there was like 3 girls that we hung out with before,
and like 4 other people.
Yeah,
and that was it. And we were like, what the hell's going on?
And so events took place. 3 college girls did show up, but they wanted nothing to do with us.
They didn't care about us.
They like wanted the alcohol that was there. So we're like, whatever. We'll make fun. We'll make fun. Because there was like hookah and stuff, and I'm like, I got asthma, I can't fucking.
And we're all like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
So we sat in the fucking
and
corner.
up to this moment, I've never done drugs in my life, from like before to then, and so I'm like, yo, no, okay, like. I've drinking like beers, like my dad's beers before, but like it's like nothing. It's nothing. And so
Did someone burp?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Tabi, you farted. I probably burped. I don't remember.
You burped.
Oh.
It was your nasty ass. Anyway, so these girls show up. They want nothing to do with us. So me and Paul are like, oh, we'll make our own fun. And it ended up, a lot of stuff happened that night, but one of which I gave a girl a lap dance, like a striptease lap dance, and I took my belt off and everything. Like
it was erotic and
it was very sexy.
Things were getting heated up.
Maybe if he had an ass.
Okay, personal.
Ouch.
Yeah. Sorry, Dad.
And so I did that, and then Paul. I feel like Paul got turned on by that, and he was upset that I wasn't grinding on him. So he was like, yo, I'll eat whipped cream out of your chest. And I have an indented chest, like concave chest.
No, that's not what fucking...
What's so called? No, I know that's not what happened. But anyway, I have a concave chest. And when I was strip teasing, I took off my shirt. And everyone
started cheering.
They were like, oh my God, what is wrong with your chest? And I'm like, you guys want to see something cool? I was like, here. Paul will eat whipped cream out of my chest. And
so someone fucking got the can out and they're like...
From my chest down to my belly button, and Paul
and then Tazz is all laying down like flat, and I'm just...
He dove right in, like it was like nothing. He was used to it. Well, we were living together. I mean, butt sex every night. It's like stuff that we're cool with, but like he dove right in. He got all of it. I mean.
And everyone's like, what the fuck's going on?
Everyone was cheering, everyone was happy, and we're like, oh yeah, we're the life of the party.
Yeah, we were like, people like us for once.
And then for some reason, halfway like through the party, Paul and CJ disappeared, and I'm left with like this one chick, we'll call her Tatiana.
Tatiana. We don't want to use her real name.
Yeah, we'll call her Tatiana. I thought she was attractive at the time, and I was like, okay, I'll just come and do this. And I was trying to get with her, but I was also trying to be with like Paul and CJ at the same time. And so they disappeared, and I'm like, all right, I'll just hang out with her.
Well, we disappeared because they brought out this big-ass hookah machine, and CJ's like, yo, I'm not cool with this. And I was like, yeah, me either. So we went to the room next door to the living room, and it was the chick's house. The chick, her little brother, was playing the original Xbox, and we were like, can we chill with you?
Yeah.
And he's all like...
The kid's like 12.
Or
not even, he's like 10 or
yeah,
something.
and the kids are like, yeah, why? And CJ's all like, well, they have drugs, and we don't want to deal with it. We don't do that. And the kids are like, yeah,
what
me
is
either.
drugs? Like, come on.
And so we were playing this damn racing game for like 20 minutes, and we left Tazz out there.
And so I'm sitting there, I'm wondering where the fuck they are. I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. And so I hung out with for a minute, and then I was like, oh, I can't breathe, because they were doing the hookah.
Yeah, they were doing the puff.
And so
Tatiana.
Yeah, Tatiana, whatever her name is. Oops, bleep out the name. Put a quack. Fuck. And So I was hanging out with Tatiana.
Fucking bitch.
Tatiana. And so I go outside because I can't breathe because my asthma's acting up and the hookah's like all fucking with me. I'm like, nah,
Not
I'm
today.
out. And so I leave and Tatiana comes out. Tatiana comes out and she's looking for me and she finds me and I'm like, she's like, what are you doing out here? And I'm like, I can't breathe. And she's like, well, where's Paul and CJ? And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
And
They
so
ran
she's
away.
like, well, why don't you go inside through the main entrance? And I'm like, all right, I'll do that. And so I go in and they're down there playing video games. I'm like, where the fuck have you guys been? I've been looking for you.
We're all playing the Xbox and Tazz comes down the stairs and we're like, and Tazz is like,
Yeah, I freaked out. I was like, you guys fucking left me. Didn't even tell me where you were going. Leave me with all these fucking weird people. And so the night comes to a close and
so we thought.
yeah, what we thought was a close.
Did
Clitoris, did she try to, we'll call her Clitoris for the sake of the name, did she try to kiss CJ that night?
Yes, we were all in the living room on the couch, just chilling, and then
Yeah.
fucking Clitorius was all talking to CJ, and she's all like, I forget what she said, but CJ's all like, no. And she got up and she's like, really? And CJ's like, no. And she's like, really? Really?
She said, I bet I can make you kiss me. And CJ's like, no.
And so she got like this ready, and CJ just out the door,
He fucking booked it.
through the door, up the stairs, down the street. No, like
Did you see that?
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah,
Literally.
he went down the street. And so he eventually comes back, and we're like, all right, well, we're gonna leave. So we live in Sandy, a small little city, and they lived all the way up in freaking I don't know where, Ogden.
Like Cottonwood Heights.
No, I didn't even call it. It was further than that.
No, it was like Holiday.
Yeah, okay, Holiday in Utah.
If you don't live in Utah, you ignore us.
If you don't live in Utah, you're not mourning.
We're one of the lucky ones.
So yeah, we decided to head home because it was like freaking 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
in the
we were
morning.
like, let's fucking bounce.
And so we go and we're
We're about to leave.
we're about to leave and like, oh, I'll come with you. And I
But
was like,
fucking
I'll kidnap you. And so I picked her up and I put her in the trunk.
Tatiana!
Tatiana, quack it out, Paul. Quack it out. Quack it out.
Quacking.
Okay. Tatiana was like, fuck. Tatiana was like, oh, I want to come with you. And I was like, no, I'll just kidnap you. And so I
And
picked
Tazz
her
was,
up.
Tazz was like, the little light bulb in this person's head that goes off
The gears.
when it's not supposed to.
Yeah, the gears.
It went off, and he's all like, I'll kidnap you.
And so I picked her up. I took her out to my car and I put her in the trunk.
And this is his mom's car.
This isn't as
remember.
bad as it sounds. Okay, I put her in the trunk and I left her there for like a second or like a minute.
Or like
and then
5 minutes.
Or like the whole night.
I went back inside and I was like, guys, let's go. And then I came back out and I let her out. And then she got in the back seat. Paul got in.
And her friend.
And her friend, we'll call her Thor to conserve the names. We'll call her Thor. And so
she's like, I want to come with. And we were like,
God.
sure.
And so she hops in with us and CJ. And so I'm driving us home. And I'm like, well, shit. We can't go to my house because my mom will kill me. And then I
We
was
can't
like,
go to my house because it's late
Yeah.
and everyone's asleep.
and so we're like, let's just sleep at the park.
This motherfucker
The park right next to my house.
is all like, let's go to the park. And I'm like, no. First, that park is down the street from your house. 2, the park.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
And so we ended up going to the park anyway. And we get there and we're like trying to figure out a sleeping arrangement because we're all super tired. And it was just awful.
It was awful.
And so we're like, CJ will sleep in the trunk.
We'll put CJ in the trunk, this fool and Tatiana in the back seat. I was in the driver's seat, and Thor was in the passenger seat, because I guess she wanted me, but I was like, no TY.
Yeah. And so we get there. And me and Tatiana are in the back seat laying down going to bed. And CJ hops out of the trunk. And without any of us knowing, he was texting Paul. And he was like...
He opened the trunk, closed it, ran the fuck down the street, and ran home without the car moving or anything. And I'm all texting him like, how's it going in there? And he's all like, I'm home. And I'm like, what? And I'm looking at the mirrors, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I was like, I didn't see you. And he's all like, yeah, dude, I fucking ran home.
Alright.
And I was like, oh my god, get me out of here.
So that was perfectly fine. CJ left, and I fall asleep. But I wake up at like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning to be exact. 5:30. And I'm like, I need to go home and wash my face.
Why? I don't know.
Don't fucking know. I was like, I need to go home and wash my face. And so I go home. I walk home. I get out of the car, leave Tatiana and Thor and Paul in my mom's car.
While at the park.
Yeah, while they're at the park, and I walk home. I get home, I climb over the gate that you can climb to get into my backyard, and then go inside, and my stepbrother is there, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm coming home to wash my face, and he's like, where's your mom's car? And I was like, it's parked outside, I'm just coming here to wash my face. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I'll be gone in a minute. And me trusting in my stepbrother not to rat me out, goes downstairs and washes my face. And then I hear, what? Upstairs. Fuck. And I just hear, boom, 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 coming down. Where the fuck is my car? My mom swings open the door. I'm like, Mom, it's cool. It's at Paul's house. And she's like, what? Freaks the fuck out.
She goes Super Saiyan on you.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It was so bad. So she's freaking out. I'm like, Mom, it's Paul's house. I walked home. I didn't want to waste your gas. Coming up with all the fucking bullshit excuses you could ever think of. It was just nonsense. And so I finished washing my face, and she's like, you better go get my car. And I was like, okay. Fucking run. Run out the door, open it, close it, run down the street. I'm like, I gotta get back to the park before she catches me. I'm running down the street, and then I hear the door open and slam. And then she gets in my stepbrother's truck, and she fucking peels out, and I just stop at the end of my street. I'm like, I'm fucked.
You lay your head down in shame because you know the fate that's coming to you.
Oh, yeah. And so she peels down the street and stops where I'm stopping. She's like, get in the fucking car. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. And so I get in, and she's like, you're taking me to my car right now. And I was like, okay. All right, fine. And so we drive into the park, and she's like, where the fuck's my car? And I'm like, it's on the other side of the park. And then we had to go all the way around. Better not be any girls in my car, Tazz. You better tell me if there's girls in my car. And I'm like, there's girls in your car. And she freaked. She just, like, it was anger. It was like the worst kind of...
The devil had possessed her or something.
The fear on my face was like, God, it was awful.
Like your soul left your body.
For 3 minutes. 3 minutes exactly. So, during this 3 minutes, I'll tell you what happened. We peeled and we stopped like super hard, like to the fucking car, and my mom hops out, and I'm just like, I'm staying. Like, I'm not getting out of this car.
I'm not getting that splash, bro.
So she opens the driver's door where Paul was sleeping, and she screams. She's like, you get the fuck out of my car right now. And I'm like, oh my God. And then she opens the back door, and she slaps Tatiana on the head. She's like, get the fuck out. And so the girls get out, and Tatiana's like covered in her blanket because she wasn't wearing that many clothes.
Oh my God.
So she gets to that point, and my mom's like, what the fuck do you ratchet gutter sluts think you're doing in my car, and blah 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 this. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
She's like,
and I laughed,
raising, like screaming her lungs.
She's summoning the soul of Satan from the underground to these children. And like, I was like, oh God, okay. And I laughed when my mom said ratchet gutter slut, because I didn't think she was that like in
with our language.
Yeah, in with the kids. And so I was like, oh shit, Mom. And so after she was done yelling and waking up the whole entire neighborhood, well, she was like, you take these girls home right now, and then I want you home. And I was like, okay, Mom. And then I saw her peel off, and I was like, fuck, I need to go home and try to fix this. And so I turned to them, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I need to go home. And I got in the car and left him at the park.
Oh my god.
The last I ever saw of him. All I know is that I texted Tatiana later, and I was like, did you make it home all right? And she was like, yeah, sorry about your mom. And I was like, sorry about my mom. And it's fucking, that was the end of it. Like, you can't really hold a friendship with someone after.
But when this fool went to go wash his damn face, it was like 6. I remember this exactly. Not exactly. It was like around 6 in the morning. Because I had my freaking tunes the whole time I was in there because I was pissed because I didn't want to be next to Thor. He left, and I was wondering why he left. And so I'm in the driver's seat looking at Thor. And I look at... And I'm like...
At who?
Tatiana. And I'm like...
Back it out.
And I'm like... noticing they're asleep still. So I'm like... I'm going to go home. And so I open the door very quietly. And I just close the door and I start freaking
He leaves these 2 girls we barely even know in my mom's car. He just leaves them there. It's just fine.
And I'm power walking down the street and I'm like, I gotta go home. I gotta go home. I gotta go home. And so I'm going down the street and at the end of the street it goes this way. And so I look this way towards where this fool's house is and I'm like... And so I go this way because that's where my house is and I start power walking that way and I'm like... Oh god.
Keep in mind, his house is like 2 miles away from my house, almost.
And I'm all walking, and I'm like, I swear to God, if he rolls up and he's asking where I'm going, I'm gonna fucking start crying. I'm gonna start freaking out. Oh my god! And I'm all like looking back, and I hear a car drive up, and I'm like, oh god. And then it's just some fucking neighbor, and I was like, okay, good. And so I start walking home. Eventually, after like 10 minutes, I reach my house, and I'm walking in my driveway, and then my stepdad's coming out, going in the car for work. He's leaving for work, and he's all like, what are you doing? And I'm like, coming home? And he's
coming home. I'm coming home, Papa.
I'm
coming home, Papa.
And he's all like, you walked? And I was like, yeah. And he's all like, well, why didn't you call? And I was like,
your freaking family's so funny.
Yeah.
And he's all like, well, next time you should call and I'll pick you up. And I was like,
they're so clueless when it comes to those things.
Okay, and so he gets in the car, leaves, I go home, and then I just... on my bed. And I wake up at like 2 in the afternoon, because my phone's all like, because he's...
I was... the second I got home from leaving him, my mom threw a fit. I come downstairs and I'm like, you guys will not believe what just happened to me. Oh my gosh, answer. And CJ answers. And I was like, I don't want to tell you without Paul being here. And so Paul is not responding. And so me and CJ are talking about it. And then he finally wakes up and like, we're talking and he's like, yo, what happened? I'm trying to tell him. And he's like, will you stop fucking saying stuff? Because like on the messenger.
Our group chat thing. Like I'm trying to scroll up and read them the things,
yeah.
And then whenever they send a new thing, it goes all the way down. I'm like, fuck, shut up! I'm trying to catch up. And so they're like, okay, eventually catch up. And I'm like, okay, what's the deets? And then he's all like, yo, my mom, like shat a brick and went Super Saiyan 3 on everyone.
She went Super Saiyan God on that shit. Like it was fucked up.
It was. Oh my god! I was so glad I was not there for that.
Because she would have opened up and screamed in your face. And I was like, the first thing that went through my mind, I was like, oh god, no, Paul's right there. Like, fuck. I was like,
but I was fucking sleeping in my bed. Like, yeah. Thank God I'm not.
Fucking little bitch ran on me.
That was fun.
It was a hectic night. And
one of those summer stories that like.
We got a lot of them from that summer, especially. But.
Oh god.
It was.
That'll be another episode though.
Yeah, it was fun. I think we just said bye for now.
Bye.
Good night.